Linda and I have been writing, and on Sundays we're reading our joint writing that we write on Tuesday. And so I'm going to do that. And the topic that I'm teaching to is the topic of superiority. So this is a combination of our writing. So you won't know who's who. Well, you might, but I doubt it. Okay, but just know it is from Linda and I. Superiority feels good, right down to our bones. I stand taller and straighter and feel powerful. But superiority can be toxic. When I'm enthralled and intoxicated by superiority, it hides its dangers. Superiority involves comparison. When we name ourselves superior, it closes a door on the topic. We don't have to think about it anymore. It wins, though effort does come in when we're trying to maintain the win, keep assuring ourselves, and convince others that we're superior. If they don't feel that way, we have to change, or we might change their minds by reason or force. Superiority is one of the three conceits in Buddhism, and the words better than, that is a shorthand for the superiority conceit. So I'm going to propose that the conceits are instinctual. In order to be a hunter, which was how historically people survived, it requires the view that I am superior to my prey. And you can see it in the animal kingdom. Now, I used to, a long time ago, have an alpha male dog. And even when old age left him with such obvious fragility, he still ranked high among other dogs. I don't know how that works for dogs. I know a little more about how, as humans, we rank ourselves. So when something feels good, we just assume it's superior. And this feeling always comes with an object because it's always superior to something. Now, there are many superiors in our world, in our cultures: skin, color, race, caste, gender, income, body size, health, friends, etc., etc., etc. Even when we feel good in our bones, it is in comparison to when we don't. So, what about when something feels bad? Do we assume it's inferior? Now, this is too simple a formula. And superiority as conceit is anything but simple. Feeling is only a part of it, though we do live in a feel-good culture. But what does feel so good about deeming something superior? I used to feel that I was inferior as a woman. Then in 1968, some women liberals came to my sociology class, and this sparked the process of feeling superior as a woman. I used to think lesbians and gay men were inferior. Then I came out as a lesbian, and I thought dykes and faggots were superior. Notice how we changed the terminology to flaunt the previously denigrating words. We flipped from inferior to superior. And I now believe that superior had its place, or has its place. It did for me. It did help me stand taller, stand with my power. And when I think it's actually sometimes can be necessary as a developmental stage, but then can become toxic when it lingers and morphs into denigrating others. I used to feel that recollective awareness and then reflective meditation were similar. Now I feel that our practice is transformative for many and inappropriate for others, and everything in between. I used to believe that when my mind wandered in meditation, it was an inferior distraction. Now I believe there is so much to be learned from becoming aware of and reflecting upon the wanderings of my consciousness. I can't think of anything that I feel superior about right now. I am sitting in my room, writing a Dharma talk, talking with a Dharma friend, and I get to call this work. I think it's a wonderful way to work for me. Many of my friends couldn't do it. They need more structure, more interaction with others. I am mostly happy at home. It's a safe, intimate space, and I'm connected to people throughout the day. My work is a deep spiritual practice with other challenges. Do I think it's superior? When I hear other people, how many other people don't like their jobs, are doing something solely for money, or aren't able to do what they love, do I feel superior? Well, actually, this is where the word privilege comes in. I feel privileged that I've been able to afford education to train in the subjects that interest me, to have the support of friends and family and teachers to develop and expand. So here's our first question. Is superiority connected with privilege? Big question in my mind. And here's another big question. How does that instinctual tendency to perceive experience through the lens of superiority get worn away? All right, so we left you with a couple of questions, and in my mind, we just really began the exploration of privilege and how that relates to superiority, and how that functions. But for now, we're going to meditate for about